This is BBC Radio Leeds. Police are investigating the discovery of a woman's body on a playing field in the Chapeltown district of Leeds.
In October 1975, a milkman is doing the rounds in a neighborhood called Chapeltown in Leeds, on the outskirts of the red light district, and he notices what he first thinks is a Halloween costume. And in fact, it is the mutilated body of Wilma McCann. One day in January of 1976, a woman called Emily Jackson is found killed in the quote-unquote Ripper trademark way. Two more women, Irene Richardson and Patricia Atkinson, are found dead. And in a police report that surfaces much later, all of these women are described as having loose morals. And they decide that the killer is a modern Jack the Ripper who hates sex workers.
We're quite certain that this man hates prostitution.
The attacks happen again and again, and attacks that really should have been connected to the same killer are dismissed because they don't fit this idea that he only kills sex workers. And so this is actually related to a psychological process called confirmation bias, which is a process by which people selectively seek out and prioritize information that confirms their hypotheses and ignore or undervalue information which could disconfirm it. By the 12th victim, Barbara Leach, a university student, the police acknowledge that all women are at risk and not only sex workers. It's understandable that some women were terrified of going out and walking alone while the Ripper was on the loose. And so, in addition to cracking down on sex workers, the police also advised women not to go out, and they tried to enforce a curfew after dark.
There's a lot of women very worried now after all these murders. What can you say that would alleviate their worries?
I could only say to them that they must not walk out at night alone. They can't be shut in or imprisoned, but it is not safe for them to walk about the streets in the early hours of the morning, as was illustrated here and as was illustrated at Halifax a short time ago.
Can you appreciate the point that the police in West Yorkshire are trying to make, that women are at risk and perhaps it's sensible to stay off the streets at night?
Why should women be asked to stay at home?
Because a homicidal maniac is roaming the streets waiting to kill them.
One homicidal maniac. All women throughout the country are being terrorised.
Feminists and a number of student and women's groups were angered by the curfew and by the sensationalizing of serial murders, which they felt hid the real fact that too many women are affected by male violence. So they created Reclaim the Night. The Reclaim the Night marches started in the UK on the 12th of November 1977, when torchlit marches were held across England.
It annoys me that police are always telling women to not go out alone, especially after dark, as it's not safe. Why not pass a law saying men are forbidden to go out at night? They're the cause of the trouble, not us, and I don't see why we should suffer.
And the march is still held annually in the UK today.
What do you want? Safe streets! What do you want now? Safe streets!
BBC Sounds. Music, radio, podcasts.